Hello, hello, good evening, and a beautiful, wonderful, warm, and sunny hello from South Africa. I'm your host, Priscilla Gendron, and you have tuned in to Psychic Talk. And joining me tonight is an amazing friend, colleague, an amazing psychic neurologist, and I'm going to leave it up to him to really describe a little bit about who he is and his journey that he's taken to where he is today. So, everybody, good evening and welcome to David Groode from the USA. Hi, David.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here with all of you. And thank you so much, Priscilla, for having me. I am just so much in your fan club in every way, and I just
Oh,
love
thank
you.
you.
Um, wow, where to start? I think the gift that God gave me was always there. It's just I didn't know it at first. When I was little, I I in my playtime, I connected I was I was connecting with imaginary beings in imaginary realms, I thought. And later on, I realized after I really became conscious and aware of the gift God gave me, I realized, wow, I was connecting with other dimensions and beings from other dimensions all along. And I didn't know it. As a kid, I
Yeah.
just thought it was my imaginary playtime. So that was kind of amazing. In high school, I had two very strong spiritual experiences. I had an out of body experience, not expecting to. And I had where I saw myself floating above me, above all the cars in the parking lot and all the people
Mhm.
walking to classes. And that made me realize, wow, there's more to all of this. And then the other thing that happened in high school was I had a memory of um, dying in a past life that I never told anybody about. And when I went to my very first psychic, I wasn't even thinking about it. And he started talking about it in the reading and,
Yes.
and verified it all without me even asking or thinking about it. I was like,
Wow.
wow, it just blew my mind. And in that reading, when I was 19 years old, he told me, hey, when you're in your mid 20s, you're going to be doing readings and work similar to what I'm doing. And I'm thinking, come on, get real. That's not in my career pictures, you know? So, but I couldn't deny I had such a profound reading from him. And it really was the start. And then I started studying healing and shamanism from a teacher when I was 20. And she knew I had the gift, but I didn't know I had the gift still. And everything she trained me in was to prepare me to open and expand this gift and refine it. I used to pick her up at the airport in LA and drive her 2 or 3 hours to where she would be teaching in California. And while we were in the car, she'd have me connect with the guides, tell her who's there, what they were saying,
Wow.
and I wasn't allowed to look at her or the cars behind me or anything like that. I was only allowed to look at the road in front of me. And it really taught me how to be in two places at once in this grounded world we're in
Yes.
and connecting consciously, clearly with the other dimensions and beings at the same time, no matter
That's
what was going on around me. So it was quite the training. I don't recommend it.
like, oh, off the road.
Yeah, but
But it does. It
so
makes you very focused. It has to make you very focused.
totally. And it's amazing because personally, I could be so disorganized in different areas in life. But when I go to do my work or when I go to create my art or my art supplies or travel itineraries, I'm super organized. I used to take groups to Peru too to work with the shamans, which I do see myself doing again in the future. And that I was very organized with because you have to be on 24/7 for everybody that's on the trips.
Yes.
So,
And so you're now living back in the US because you've traveled quite a bit, haven't you?
yeah, as you know, Peter, my partner, is South African.
Yay!
And
I need the best people from South Africa.
yeah, I love South Africans. I seem to be a magnet for South Africans. And he was living and working in New Zealand when I met him. And he had a 10-year visiting visa that we got him for the States, but I couldn't bring him here to live because his ex wouldn't give him a divorce in South Africa.
Oh, dear.
Complicated. So I had 2 long trips to New Zealand, and then we decided to go for Australia. And we luckily got visas. His work was in high demand there because it was on the short list. And we lived in Australia for 5.5 years.
Wow.
And then his partner ended up passing, which I predicted back in 2014 when I met him. And not that I was happy about that, but it allowed us to move forward and got him a fiance visa that finally came through during the pandemic. And we went on a repatriate flight back to the US at the end of May in 2020.
Wow.
So we're back in the States right now. And he just got his temporary green card approved, which was awesome.
Amazing. So things are moving along beautifully now.
Yeah. I mean, there's always lessons and learnings and what I call opportunities.
So can you describe to people a little bit more about what it is that you really do? So kind of like your work and the various things you do, because it's not just being a psychic or a numerologist. You do quite a lot of things.
Yeah. I just want to say that when I first started doing readings, I was in my mid-20s and I looked very, very young. And I'd go on the radio show in the Bay Area and all these clients would come through this metaphysical radio show I'd be a guest on once a month. And people would arrive and they would be like, "Can I just ask how old you are?" Because people couldn't believe I looked so young and I was doing this work. And so I came into it very, very young. And it was a big responsibility. And the thing I want to say about it is it took me 17 years into doing readings to get clear about how the gift worked through me. And after I got clear about how the gift worked through me, it changed everything. Because then I was able to work with all of it in a very clearer way and a more focused way, like a laser. And after that, it was learning how to manage it. So it wasn't managing me. And that took years. So to answer your question, I do numerology readings, which is like a life reading and a blueprint for someone's life. And it talks about cycles of timing and things like that. It's a lot of information. Most people don't go for the numerology readings because there's only time for 3 questions because it's so much information.
Yeah.
But the sessions that most people go for, 90% of the people for their first sessions go for intuitive sessions.
Yes.
And the intuitive sessions, I send out a question prep where people get to prepare 10 questions and photos of anyone that they want to ask about. And I start with a prayer. I record it on MP3. After the prayer, I go into their numerology for this year and some of the months for cycles of timing. I talk about the planetary retrogrades that are coming and when and how to work with them. Then I go into their numerology for after their next birthday for that year. Then we go through deep into all their questions of everything that they want to ask about. And after that, I give resources. Now, I am clueless about what the resources are going to be until I get in with people and the light comes in and shows me where, who, and what. But the resources could be books, websites, trainings, seminars, events, healers and practitioners if people are clearing deep emotional programming or mental programming. So I don't get anything from anyone that I send people to. I only send people to things that I would go to or send my own mother to. I do tell people I love my mother. So if I send my mother, it's okay for my clients.
Yes.
It's the mother rule.
The mother rule.
Yeah.
That's always important.
Yeah. I don't hold back. So my rule is if people ask, they're ready to hear. But I only tell people in a way where I'd like to hear it myself, and I'm a baby. Because I
Yeah.
take how information is communicated really seriously. And I always like to share it in a way where it's empowering rather than shocking and debilitating. And, some people need a 2x4, which means
Yes.
they need to be woken up a little bit. And I could come on a
Yes.
little stronger with those people. But most people don't, you know? But some people are super stubborn, and I won't fight with people if they don't want to hear it. I'm not going to fight it. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, why are you here?
Yeah. Definitely. So, um,
but
talking about,
but how the gift works through me. I can look at people often and see where they're at and see where they could be if they were out of their way and how to clear it.
mm,
So if they work with the information and they're open to what's coming through, they can go to a whole new level. I can look at people and know what their best subjects would be to study at university, what their
yes,
best careers would be often, what places in the world would be the best places for them, um, what some of their gifts and talents are, things like that.
and that's
Um,
important because sometimes people can be quite clueless in the direction that they want to go in.
Now, you and I know this better than anyone because you and I know each other.
Yes.
I have been through, like, since I met Peter, okay? We've been together for almost 8 years, 8 years in March coming up. We've been in visa processes for the whole entire time we've been together in different countries. And
Yes.
this is our 10th major move right now. And within this 10th major move, we've had 3 temporary places waiting for our new place to get ready. So I've been through so many changes, as you know. And so I work a lot with people with change management and life navigation
Yes.
because I'm a living example of change.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're the poster child, shall we say.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I wanted to ask a little bit about the numerology side and the planets and everything happening at the moment because we're actually in a lunar
Lunar
eclipse.
eclipse. Yeah. Which is so
Yeah.
deep. So deep. It's a real opportunity to do some inner work and look at, wow, what have I been hanging on to so
Yes.
deeply that I've been so unwilling to let go of? And what would happen if I just gave myself the permission and freedom to completely be at peace with letting go of it
Yes.
and trusting God and life to move forward
Mhm.
without needing to hang on to it or manage it or, you know, not
Yeah.
forgive it or whatever it is.
But sometimes it's difficult to let it go, to break free of it.
Sometimes, but we have to be able to make peace and be able to trust ourselves
Yes.
and trust everyone and everything in the process.
Yeah.
Maybe not everyone, but some discernment.
Yes, definitely. No, it is. I mean, I took my big step, and as you can see, I've chopped all my hair off,
I
and
love
that
it.
was huge for me.
It looks so
But it was so huge because I stepped
it
out of the hairdressers
it
and I just
it
burst
looks
into
so
tears
sexy
because it
and
was,
sassy and elegant and
thank you.
chic.
It's taking a lot of getting used to because I'm not used to it. I keep on wanting to feel my ponytail, and there's nothing there. But it was very liberating, and I woke up this morning feeling very different, like I had let go of a ton of things.
That's great. So perfect for the timing and everything.
Yes, exactly. So it was about the release and the letting go, but it was very emotional because I
Yeah.
cried while she cut my hair. I could hear the scissors going, and it
So
was just,
this is the
crazy.
other thing I want people to know. I do work on myself continuously. We all have no shortage of work we can do on ourselves. We're all a work in progress. We're always clearing. Our whole tour through here as human beings, we're always letting go. And the better we get at letting go, the more simplified our lives become, and the more the light and grace can flow through it.
Yes.
So I'm always working on myself. But this is what I want people to know. I still have temper tantrums. I still have my bad, days or moments where I'm like, wow, really? But then I'm like, yes, bring it on. That's so awesome. It's material for transformation and growth and an opportunity. So, there's so much we have to be grateful for and appreciate. And, you can't have a breakthrough in life and still have all the structures stay in the same placement that they were in without going through a breakdown. So the bigger the opportunity for a breakdown, the bigger the opportunity for a breakthrough.
Very true. Very true.
So
going forward and, taking on the lunar eclipse, what comes after that? What do you think? What kind of shifts happen for us after that?
there's so much light coming into our world. Our world really cannot be the same as we continue to move forward. Many people who are not as sensitive to that will not notice it at first. And yet, many people are becoming more sensitized to it and more awake. And as we tune into the light more and more, it's like we're going to wake up and our whole world will be shifted. It's going to take a lot of cleanup for our world because our world has been through a lot. Humanity's karma has been heavy. We've had a lot to work with and come through, and we will come through it. The light has already won on the higher dimensions. I always say to people, like in in Star Wars, where they say, "May the Force be with you." I always say, the light gets to win. So, and the light is winning. It is absolutely winning. It's just more people have to tune into it rather than the dramas and traumas and negativity. More people get to tune into their light and amplify it and plug into it and amplify it from the core of the earth so it goes out to everyone.
And that's important because, everything is changing and shifting for us to step into 2022. So we have to clear the decks.
Yeah, and by 2025, it'll be like a completely new world.
Wow.
But by May of 2022, people are going to feel and see a lot of shifts compared to where we are now in our world.
Yes. And that's important because, we have to be the instrument of change.
Yeah. I'm like, really? Did I raise my hand?
Damn.
Exactly.
Up it goes again.
Oh, so funny.
So while we're having David here chatting to us, I wanted everybody to maybe put your dates of birth into the chat, and David can choose a few people to do a little mini 1 minute or so on them. And
A
then
month
we've
and
got
day.
some wonderful
But
people.
some countries confuse me because they put their day first, and I'm used to people putting their month first. So can you spell your months out so I'm really clear about it?
Yeah. Sharon's on with us. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. So great to see you on here.
Our other sister.
Yeah, love Sharon.
And we've got Janie, we've got Owen, we've got Susan. Who else? We've got Tracy. Welcome, everybody.
I think about you and Sharon every day of my life.
Yeah, Sharon and I are completely and utterly, and Francoise is on. Hi, everybody. And Shoel Braza is on as well. So everybody put in your dates of birth and we'll start just choosing somebody at random. So let us go. Right, let's have a look at the top here. Okay. We had Tracy Spriggs, and she's the 16th of June,
Okay.
1972.
All right. So hang on a second. Let me add the numbers because math was my worst subject and still is. So give me a second here. Okay. Okay. So Tracy, you're in this 28-10-1 year. Okay. Which means a brand new cycle. And it means everything in your life can get better. So one brings new opportunities, new experiences, new thinking, new possibilities, new people, new environments, new taking risk, being seen, opening new doors, initiating things through your actions. So one's a very exciting year. It's innovative. It's pretty dynamic because you get to be in charge, about what you're committed to creating.
Yeah.
The 2 and the 28 means you still get to work with other people and still get to follow through, to be impeccable with your follow through and to trust. The 8 gives you the ability to accomplish it. And the 28 adds up to 10. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune card. So it brings fluctuations that change your life for the better. It's really about you create your own luck. We all create our own luck. Okay. By focusing and creating with your magic. So someone's magic could be nobody makes pizzas like they do. That could be part of their magic. Once you're able to identify what your magic is, you can then create with it and do more with it and expand it and develop it. So you got to know what your magic is with everything that you're moving forward in and creating and make it even more awesome and magical. And people will experience that and they'll want even more of it.
Amazing.
Did you have a question, Tracy?
I think we don't have time for questions.
Okay. No worries.
Well, because there's quite a few people that have put their dates of birth in. So
okay, sorry, I only saw Tracy's on my screen.
She just says, yeah, thank goodness, woohoo, she's excited. So obviously what you're saying to her is good. Okay, so moving swiftly on, we've got Janie Lynn. So she's the 14th of November, 75. So she's obviously from the US, obviously, because she's putting the month before.
All right, so you're in a 30 year. You just had a birthday recently, so happy birthday. That's great. So the 30 is about the communication of the oneness and sacredness of all life. 3 is about creating romance, enchantment, and magic. And it expands whatever it's with. Well, in this case, it's with the 0, which is divine protection. It's a portal. It's spirit amplified, so it's a portal. So spirit is amplifying your life through everything that's being created through you this year. This is a year that gives you all green lights to move forward. The only negativity of this year would be other people's negativity, which you get to steer clear of as much as possible and not take it on. Scattered energy or overcommitting. But otherwise, it's such a great year for moving forward with entertaining people, enjoying family and friends, vacations, creativity, completing creative projects. It's an amazing year. So you're in a really good position this year and you really get to enjoy it.
That's fantastic. It sounds like she's going to have an awesome year.
Yeah. And I love Scorpios because they're very direct. There's no sugarcoating with them. Okay. And I have something else to say. The purpose, my friend Mana told me this, the purpose of the stinger for a Scorpio is to wake people up. So never be ashamed of your stinger.
Yeah. Very good. Absolutely amazing. Right. Moving swiftly along, we've got Mr. Owen French, and Owen's on the 30th of June, 1964.
Wow, Owen, you're in an amazing year. It's a 41-5 year, which happens to be my soul number. It's a year of dynamic changes for you. When I talk about the numbers, I am using Faith Gervain and Dusty Bunker's work as a reference, and Gail Marie Sprague, my numerology teacher, who is a master numerologist. I was very good friends with her. She's in the light. But this 41-5 year is amazing for you, because if you're in relationship, you can go deeper into it. And if you're not in relationship, you could meet the love of your life before your next birthday.
Wow.
The main thing is that you're going to have a very restless energy this year that you're going to have to manage mindfully and channel into worthwhile things. So let's talk about worthwhile things. Worthwhile things is investing and expanding in your work. Worthwhile things is investing into you. Growing your service, growing your gifts, growing your prosperity. Also, education, creativity, working out. All of those are very, very worthwhile things. Okay? Because they're all improving you and improving your life. You know, it's like if you ask somebody, well, what are you doing with your time? You know, I caught my mom out playing video games. You know, the word games with her friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Mom, I get that you enjoy it, but come on, you could be learning a language or doing something. No judgments, just saying.
I know you're the language person.
Well, I've been doing Spanish, but I've been doing it for a very long time to really absorb it and receive it. Remember how I said math is my worst subject and always has been? Well, Spanish was pretty close. I got so many D's and fails in Spanish in high school and college, it would never switch on. And so it was like shocking. And then I started traveling to Spanish speaking places, and I noticed that my Spanish would get a little better. And then I thought, you know, I have to prove to myself that I can do this. So I took it on, and I've been doing it every day for 6.5 years. And now if people speak slow enough, I'm a strong intermediate.
Fantastic.
It took a while.
It took a bit. Okay, so Susan's is the 9th of the 8th, 1968. So it's September. Yeah, so it'll be September. So is it?
Yeah, okay, so 9/8.
9/8, 68.
Okay, you're in a really important year, Susan. You're in a 22 year, which is a master number year.
Ooh, lovely.
So that's a building year. So this is a game-changing year for you until your next birthday, because you got to pay attention to people you meet, information that comes your way through books, conversations, or online, and groups that you find yourself in this year, because all of it is a game changer, because it's helping you to build the foundation for what you're going to be doing. So the thing is, okay, you get to pay attention. It's good for groups. It's good for accomplishing things. It's good for traveling. But in the system that I studied, it goes with the full card. And one part of the full card is that I like to say is, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm having a great time. Well, that's okay. That's being open to all possibilities.
Yes.
And that's fun. But the other part of the full card that's not so great is, where am I being out to lunch and not paying attention? And that means you get to pay attention this year. because we create with intention and we pay with attention.
Yes.
So this is a powerful year for you where you can get a lot done. And you meet important people, influential people, and powerful people. So congrats.
Oh, that's exactly
Make the
what
most
you
out of it.
hear. And Owen said, spot on, David.
Thanks, Owen. I'd like to meet you someday in person.
Yeah. April, South Africa. Don't forget.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be in South Africa in April of this year. Our house had a little delay of being done.
Oh, yeah. We'll get round to it. And then Janie Lynn says, yeah, that's awesome. I almost failed maths in school, but I also got A's in foreign language. So she was good like that.
Yeah, my best subject was art. And I liked English classes too, and most psychology classes. That was interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So our next one is Francoise, and hers is the 24th of April, 1959.
24th of April. I have another friend who has your birthday, Francoise, and she's very successful. You're in a service year. It's the Christ number, the 33. So it's really good for connecting more with your life purpose. For service is the key to your success this year. Sometimes with that number, it's also known as the martyr's number because you have to put a lot of your own desires and needs aside to serve and help others. But it's very good for connecting with family, for learning a healing modality, which gives you tools for clearing and processing things faster. Sometimes older people rely on you more for support with this number, or other people in the family. So you could take on more this year, more responsibilities, which builds capacity. It strengthens you. It gets you clearer and more focused to be able to take on more and do more, because life can't bring you more until you can handle what you've got. It's like, I want to do other languages, like especially Peter's other language, Afrikaans, so bad, but I can't. I'm not going to do that really, although a few words, until I get my Spanish better.
Yeah. She says
service seems to have always been my chosen life purpose. Well, that's great. That means you're connecting with it even deeper, and you can take it to a new level this year. I'd like to see you have more joy, personally. I really feel you could use a big joy boost. So to give yourself freedom and permission to allow yourself to have the gift of everything that's in your heart.
Yeah, that's important. I think we all want that in our lives.
Yeah.
Okay, let me have a look now. I've been scrolling and scrolling as there's lots of messages. Okay, our next one is Shuyab.
26th of April.
2000, yes.
30. Wow, you're in, I can't see this person's name. The light's glaring at me.
It's Shuyab. Shuyab.
Shuyab. You're in a workaholic year, number 35-8. It's the workaholic number. So you could feel like you have your nose to the grindstone this year until your birthday, which is a year of a lot of accomplishment, but it's accomplishment through being focused and disciplined and responsible. So focused and disciplined gets you the prize this year, or prizes. But the big thing about it is it's going to bring a big reprioritization and reevaluation around financial values and thinking. So that's going to happen this year too. You reprioritize and rethink your finances and how you do them. You have a huge year after your next birthday of completions. But it's good for education, leadership, and service. Okay.
Okay. And Francis says, trying for joy. And thank you, David.
Hey, let's take out the word trying, okay? Because trying never reaches the mark. Why don't you say something like, I am committed to creating that. I am going to have that.
Okay. And Shoyab says, wow, spot on. Okay. And then we've got, let me just scroll back up again. Cami. And Cami's is the 15th of November, 1982.
Wow, I have two great friends in Australia with your birthday. So that means 26. You're in a 31 year. All right. So you're in a big growth year right now, which is awesome, because if we're open for growth, it really gives us a strong foundation. And this is a foundation building year for you. Okay. So it makes you formidable. You can handle anything that comes up this year. But what you have to watch this year is being inflexible, because that is not a key for your success. So your keys for your success this year are being flexible. And most people are only flexible as long as they're getting their way, or as long as things match their ideas and pictures of the prioritization of how things should be showing up. Because if we were really willing to be flexible, we'd be willing to live anywhere or do any kind of work.
Yeah.
So how flexible are we really? And then bring relationships into the equation. That's another level. So the thing is this. You're better this year through being open and willing to cooperate and work with other people, because then your finances grow. So your finances improve when you think of like a group of people can invest in a property together or an apartment building. That boosts all of them in what they're able to accomplish by working together. The other thing is, this whole year, you're adjusting to things. You're adjusting to people you find yourself around, and you're adapting and adjusting to environments you find yourself in.
Yes.
So it's a major growth year, but it's really going to set you up well. And obstacles, well, okay, just dance with them and bring your sense of humor to the party. Like the Aikido master, they welcome the attacker and they redirect the energy of the attacker to and send it to where they want to go. So you get to be the Aikido master this year with obstacles that show up, and bring your sense of humor to the party.
That's always important.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. And everybody's been, Francois says, I'm committed to finding joy. There we go.
Or creating joy.
Yeah, creating joy. And in my final year of university, and it really feels like nose to the ground, I've been lacking the discipline I needed, definitely going to implement it further in my life. So,
well, let me ask you something, to think about. What's your vision for your life and what you want to do with it? And is that vision inspiring you to really show up big and move forward? I remember I got into a prestigious program, luckily, in the art department when I was in university, which added a year to my program. And by the last semester, I was going through so much outside of school that I was just ready for it to be done. But the thing is, it's such a gift while you have it and while you're there. You really want to make the most out of it, because it's really going to set you up well and leave you feeling good about what you did and what you accomplished and where you took it to.
Amazing.
So you feel like you completed it in a much better way.
Yeah. Very true. Okay. And then our wonderful Sharon. 20th of July,
Sharon.
1960.
7 and 20, 27. Well, you're in an awesome year, Sharon. So much dynamic change, and it can bring travel. It emphasizes friendships. It's a number of victory and success, 32-5. So anything that's challenging dissipates. It's good for getting the word out. It's good for communications. It's good for developing products. It's good for learning technologies that will boost your ability to carry through your vision in different mediums or in different avenues. It's an exciting year. It's not a boring year. You'll never be bored this year. And you can get a lot accomplished this year. But friends are a big part of this year. And if you can travel a little, that would be great too. If you could take an art retreat or a writing retreat or both and go to the beach, a beach area. I get beach, I get ocean. Maybe Mauritius or something. But maybe somewhere along where the isn't there a main area on the eastern part of South Africa where a lot of Xhosa people are? Somewhere on a beach there would be great.
That would be great for her. She'd need a break after that.
Yeah, I really feel some kind of either group retreat of writing and art would be like so over the top amazing, and you could have it catered too for the group.
Fantastic. Right. Our next one is Nicholas, and it's August the 1st, 2002.
Nicholas, you're a Leo, like me. August 1st. 9. Okay. So you're in a 14-5 year. I'm just going to let you know right now that is a major sexual energy year, and it gives you major fertility. So life force energy, the Kundalini, sexual energy, and creative energy are all the same. There's no right, wrong, bad, or different. They're all the same energy.
Yeah.
So you can channel it sexually, like through something like Tantra, which is amazing. You could channel it life force, like through opening and expanding and developing and raising the Kundalini. And you could channel it creatively. But either way, if you don't want a baby, you got to put a raincoat on it, because this is a major fertility year. If you do want a baby, it's the perfect year to create one.
I don't think his mother will be impressed.
However, because it's major fertility for you this year. However, until your birthday. But this year, it's good for connecting with family, but everything is wanting you to open and perceive more. Open your perceptions, because it brings telepathic, ESP kinds of experiences. It brings social and family responsibilities. So it's just a year to slow down and notice and take it all in and receive it while you're moving forward through all the dynamic changes that are happening. Yeah. It's exciting.
Very exciting. Sounds like a very exciting year.
Yeah.
Give his mother a couple of gray hairs.
Well.
Okay, and then we have Delinda, and hers is the 21st of September, 1957.
Hang on one second. My math. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, you're in the workaholic year also. So a big reprioritization of your financial values and thinking, but good for making money, good for accomplishing a lot. It really would be good for you to work with a money coach or an advisor of how you can make your money work for you. Sometimes it's a year that can bring in inheritance, but I'm not really worried about that. But it's going to be a strong year of accomplishment. You just have to stay really focused about what you want and be impeccable in your follow through. And without committed actions, it's only a nice idea. So committed actions count.
That's important. That's very important. I think when you do commit to the action, it's you then have to step into it.
Actions count, and then impeccable follow through.
Yeah.
You get to be clear about how you want to laser your light. If you have all this light, how do I want to laser it and focus it to really accomplish something?
Definitely. And then we have Owen's asking about Tracy, January the 10th, 1971. So 10th of January, 1971.
Wow. Tracy has had a wild year. It could go either way because it has a strong flip side and a strong positive side. Because she's been in the Tower card year, which it's a wake-up year. So this has been a total wake-up year for her, to really wake up and get clear and, move forward. So the end result of the Tower card is always healing, but the process can feel a bit overwhelming. It's really good for inner development and inner work and for launching things. And she could become recognized for something that she puts out or does. But it's also, an accident producing number if she's not paying attention. And if health is out of balance, it could bring health stuff up. If health stuff comes up for people, there's usually some lessons with it. And if we get what it's wanting to show us on a lesson level, then it doesn't need to be there anymore. It can move on. So with Tracy, the good news is she comes into such a great cycle after her birthday in January. She's going to be in the star card. So that's going to be phenomenal. But this year, she has to really pay attention until her birthday and really get clear as far as how she wants to move forward and really trust herself. Because her intuition is strong.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like her intuition is very strong.
Super strong. Like, wow.
So yeah, Cami commented as well, I'm looking at relocating with my whole family to Canada, and honestly, this gives me hope. So that's good. Yeah. And Sharon says, yay.
Canada's a beautiful country.
It is. It's lovely, isn't it?
And the people are so polite compared to the Americans.
And Sharon says, yay, I'm on the move this year, as in relocating, so spot on. And she says, and starting a retreat under a canopy of 1,000 stars.
Beautiful. 1,000 stars sounds amazing because you are a bright, shining star, Sharon, in our world. Such a blessing and gift in our world in every way and to everyone in it.
She definitely is. I'm going to miss her. I'm kind of happy and sad all at once. And Owen says, bless you, Priscilla and David, for sharing such uplifting messages. And David
thanks,
says,
Owen. Owen, I still want to meet you in person. Let's make it happen sometime.
We're going to make it happen. Don't worry. We will. So that leads us into a little bit of a chat for a few minutes. Can you sort of like give us can we expect globally for 2022 for us all, sort of on a global level?
Our world's going to become more elevated. COVID should improve by March. And by August, one of the Vedic astrologers said it should be done and dusted. Our world's in a big transition. And everybody gets to be a little patient with that. But the more we connect with the light, the more we move through it clearer and faster.
Yeah.
There could be another health drama that comes in, but I don't think it'll last very long if it does. But in 2022, we come into a 6 year, which is the Lover's card in the Tarot. And so it's really about refining and perfecting our world and everything we do. Refining and perfecting our thoughts, who we choose to be, and the way we choose to be. Do we give our best to the people we love, or do we give our worst behavior to the people we love? It's usually a little of both.
Yeah.
But people treat their dogs better than their relationships sometimes. People get to look at that.
Yes. Be more gentle with each other.
Yeah, because my friend Mana said the changes that the world goes through will be as gentle as we are with ourselves.
Yeah.
Which I think is really, clear.
Very much so. Very much so. So what we have is a little game. So if you want to win a free 30-minute session, sorry, and I'm getting a call now, and we were talking about you getting a call.
I'm so happy because my phone blows up sometimes with calls and texts.
It's me, I'm the one. Okay, so to win a free 30-minute session with David, you choose a number between 1 and 11 and put it in the chat, and we'll choose a winner. So I've already spoken to David, and we've got a number in mind. So go, everybody, put your numbers in the chat, and we will then choose somebody to have a session with David. So let's see some numbers. Pop them in the chat for me. Thank you. And while we're doing that, we will let you know that if you want to get hold of David and have a session with him, you can find him at david.innerprecision@gmail.com.
Yeah,
and you can email
there's
him.
a dot in my email after my name, everybody, and people miss that.
david.innerprecision@gmail.com. So don't forget, there's 2 dots. Right, let's have a look. We've got some numbers coming through. We've got some numbers. Come on, everybody. Pop some numbers in the chat. We've got some numbers coming up. Oh, interesting. Okay. Got quite a few numbers coming up. Right. Okay. So, anybody else want to put their number in? Okay. Right. Okay. So, I'll give it one more second. So if you put in another number, you can pop in another number if you want. Ready, steady, go. Okay. And yeah, very strange. We've got a winner, but all right, let's have a look. Okay, so our winner is
oh, that's awesome. That's phenomenal.
So Sharon, yeah, that's it. So Sharon, you already chose the number, and you got the right number because that's the number David had chosen beforehand. And
that is so perfect. I'm so excited. Yay.
So thank you, David. Love seeing you and your wisdom. And Priscilla, you are the best.
Yeah, and so Sharon, I look forward to getting to do your session with you whenever you want to do it.
Right. Okay. So so Sharon won a free session. So well done, Shaz. And you obviously do know David's email, so you can just get in touch with him and do your exchange, and that'll be amazing. I hope David doesn't mind me saying that if anybody would like to have a session with David, to email him at david.innerprecision@gmail.com, and he might even be generous enough to offer a little discount. Priscilla favor. So if you do, just quote our show, and David will book a time with you.
Yeah,
That's okay, David. I'm
absolutely.
being presumptuous, but you know me, I'm cheeky and forward.
It's perfect.
So that's amazing. Oh wow, she says, how special. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So
So excited about it. Thank you. And, our whole world and humanity is ascending. That's what's so amazing about being here on the planet at this time. Connect
yeah,
with the white ascension light, everyone. Today is the day for it. And magnify it from the core of the earth to everyone and everything in it. The white light from the heart of Creator, from the great central sun.
yes, that's very important. So as we wrap up, I wanted to just say a huge, humongous, heartfelt, love-filled thank you to the amazing David Groode.
It's so much fun
We've
because
known each
I'm
other for
usually
such a long time.
I'm usually so shy, but when I get around people I'm really comfortable with, like you, Priscilla, or Sharon,
Yeah,
I never shut up. So hopefully I didn't talk too
I
much
know.
during this show.
I'm cutting you off now. I will be in another hour. We'll still be chatting.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I'd love to say thank you very much for joining us and for all your wonderful inspirational messages to everybody tonight. And Francois says, love your energy, David. Thank you so much, Priscilla and David. From Susan, and Owen says, bless you both for an amazing show. And we want to just say
Bless
thank you very
everybody.
much for joining us. And I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who continues to support me on my channel and allowing me to grow. And I always find that I have the most amazing guests. And David has been a friend for a long time. I think it's about 15 years plus. Yeah, 15 years, 15,
I
16
don't
years
know,
we've
a
been
while. I
friends.
can't wait to see
Yeah.
you again in person. And
I
Aaron.
know. And we actually did a numerology course. You taught us a numerology course, and Sharon was also on that course. And it was in Richmond, in South Africa, when you
I'm
guys were
working on
here.
learning other things.
Yes, good, because you're going to have to come and teach us. And we just want to say thank you so much for blessing us with your time and energy and your amazing spirit. And we know that you'll be back again, I'm sure, on my channel in the new year.
Lots of love, everybody. Connect with that white ascension light today.
Thank you, everybody. And one last message from Shoyub. Thank you, David, for your beautiful words. I look forward to this year and the grind to come. Okay,
Awesome.
so it's a beautiful thank you and good evening
Thank you,
from
thank
me.
you, thank you. Thank you all.
Good
Thank
night,
you,
everybody.
Priscilla.
You're
All right.
welcome.
Lots of love. Cheers.
Lots of love to everybody. Good night.
Blessings. Bye.